Okay, Wednesday, 11th of September 2024. Adrian's daily vlog, sharing smart stuff men should know. Relationship Wednesday, love better. Now, understanding alpha widows. Now, this is an interesting concept in, let's say, the pickup artist community, the Red Pill community. This methodology, this technique, this understanding, this praxeology, this human action and behavior. There's this nice, interesting concept called the alpha widow. Alpha, in this context, is a man of high quality, relative or absolute quality, by her definition, by society's definition, by his own definition. Fair enough, in terms of priorities, values, and standards. Now, an alpha widow is a woman who is with this alpha, this high quality man, let's say, but for whatever reason, he left, dumped her, and she is a widow, so to speak, in a sense of she will never, quite likely, never find a man as high quality as that before, that ever again, as that time. Every other man, before and after, are going to be not as high quality, down here, over there, wherever else, but not up here, the peak. That alpha male, that man of high quality, was her peak in what she was able to attract in the dating scene, what's called the sexual marketplace. That's a nice little technical phrase, but whatever. In society, let's say. That's interesting. Now, that means then that the man needs to be as high quality as possible, in a sense of he knows his stuff, heart, mind, and soul, correct, refined, audited, efficient. He knows exactly what he wants and what he doesn't want. Level of clarity, goals, priorities, the character, the social skills, the physique, the resources, the abilities, the talents. Now, it's also to show, interesting when you look at it a little deeper, if that man there is the best she can do, then that is a reflection of her quality, but also of the man's quality. Because it shows that maybe it's the best she can do, because she's so low quality, that actually you, or this alpha, is quite normal. Depending on the region, the world, the city, the country, the continent, whatever else, is pretty normal. But for her, because so low down here, it's something amazing. Now that's a reflection of on the man as well, in a sense of if she's so low and she can't get anyone else as high quality as you, what does that mean about her truly, in a sense of what she can and can't do? Who she can and can't attract? I knew someone years ago, and they went back to a major city, and they were still in touch. And I was thinking, this either means that individual is unable to attract other people of greater and higher value, or I myself was so high value in the first place. But that's interesting, because that's a major city and there's many more men there, so a larger pool of people, the more likely you are to find people who are anomalies, who are high quality, statistically speaking. So understand that there's an interesting social aspect at play here by understanding and identifying alpha widows and creating them as well, which is another conversation. It actually is a demonstration of your power, of a man's power, and high value, high quality he is, and her true value as well. If she's unable to find someone of higher value, then what does that truly say about this alpha here, this man here? Of course, it could mean anything. There's countless ways to explain that away and talk about it, but it's something, it's a concept worth understanding and highlighting. Very important, in a post-mortem of a relationship. So also it's worth understanding that in one country or continent, city, you name it, what the alpha, the man, he might think is high quality here, but relatively speaking, he's roughly the same, or he's marginally better or worse. It's too insignificant compared to other people in the same geographical location. Therefore, the chances of creating or resulting in an alpha widow is quite slim, because there's other men here and there. There's a lot of competition. But evolutionary speaking, if we go to a different place, culture, continent, country, city, you name it, county, different corner of the world, you, by virtue of being so unique, by all sorts of metrics, height, weight, eye colour, and many other things. Not only would the male likely increase in value automatically just by being more exotic and having his stuff together, heart, mind, soul, wallet, mind, you name it, in place, but then also the chances are greater of creating alpha widows. It's worth understanding the power that some men would have in different places in the world, meaning you could create alpha widows. Now, of course, there's a breaking up of a relationship, something happens, but the chances of that result happening could be greater if the man's relative value, by virtue of being somewhere different, changing nothing else, all things being equal, increases. One, not only would he have more choices in general, more women are attracted to him by virtue of being much better and more high quality. Because why bother with a man who's just like here, right here and there, this and that and that and this, where this one over here is no competition. You see what I mean? So more choices, more chances for alpha widows for this scenario to happen. It's possible. A higher quality man, got more choices. He can afford to be pickier. I like this one, but that one's a little better. Oh, this one's okay. And now, I don't know. She's perfect except for that one specific thing here. Apart from that, no, maybe that one. Choices makes sense, and that's good because we want choices in life. But understand. There's a man, the immense power that the man has to create and end a relationship is and to result in this situation, alpha widows, is powerful stuff. It's because one thing I've subtly realised, that women's hearts are quite fragile. You have to be careful. And there's this old quote that hell hath no scorn like an angry woman, something like that. So vengeful. You've got to be careful with these things. Well, you've got to be careful. You never know what's going to happen. You never know what's going to happen in the future. Careful. I've got this old saying I had, but let's try and think of a YouTube-friendly version of it. Careful who you go out with, basically. Careful who you go out with, because it's easy to get dating and socializing and chatting and whatever else, but what happens later? What's the next stage? Then what? I'm pretty sure in one video I talked about these breaking of barriers where things happen, and for it to escalate, you got to break certain barriers. You got to make eye contact, talk to her, touch her, kiss her. Things escalate all the time. And it's worth understanding the power that some men would have in society and cultures, different places, continents, countries, cities, you name it, and could result in this. Now I say be careful in a sense of, bad karma, bad reputation, pragmatic, unforeseen consequences, the law of unintended consequences, all sorts of things could happen. And then you could say, well, when to break it up gently. And interesting little pro tip, whenever a woman asks what other relationships, how do they end, you say, oh, they ended on good terms, no drama, we're happy, both moved on, we're in a better place. She's going to look at that situation, what you just described, and superimpose that on your relationship and what it could be in the future if there's a breakup. And if you're if you're planting the seeds to say, oh, it could be okay, it'll be fine, then less drama in the future, less potential problems, easier, less hassle, less drama. Who wants more drama? Yeah. And besides, there's an old saying, happy husband, happy house. Yeah, very important. Very important. Happy husband, happy house. But otherwise, Adrian's daily vlog, sharing smart stuff mentioned now. Relationship Wednesday, love better. You will see me tomorrow.